Welcome back to the Adaptix AI podcast.
If you've been following our journey, you've seen how we got the building blocks for machine learning. But this season, we're telling a different story.
We really are. This is the chapter where AI stops being a research experiment and becomes something you can actually talk to, something people interact with every single day.
It's the story of how these systems moved out of the lab and quietly into our lives.
Okay, so Season 6 is all about that shift. We're looking at how we went from those early transformer models to systems that can follow instructions, reason, and even collaborate with us.
This is the moment AI went from just recognizing patterns to something that feels, well, surprisingly capable.
And the whole trajectory changed with one key idea, didn't it? It was all about scale.
It was. Suddenly, these huge models, trained on just vast amounts of data, began showing abilities that no one explicitly programmed into them.
You're talking about GPT-3. That's the model many people remember as the real turning point.
Exactly. Its sheer size unlocked these behaviors that looked a lot like general reasoning. It opened the door to tasks the model had never, ever been directly trained for.
So scale was the necessary spark.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting, because that wasn't the whole story.
Not at all. Those raw generative models, they needed guidance. They needed to be aligned with what we as humans actually expect and find useful.
Right, because raw power can be a bit chaotic.
It can be.
Yeah.
And that's where techniques like instruction tuning and reinforcement learning from human feedback came in. They completely reshaped how these models talk and respond.
They started feeling less like statistical text machines.
And more like genuinely helpful partners.
And from that refinement, a whole new category emerged. We got AI assistants.
And the key was that these models didn't just complete your text. They started to understand your intention.
Whether you were asking a question, trying to solve a problem, or just creating something new.
It showed that the interface, the way you actually speak to the AI, mattered just as much as the model itself.
And while all that was happening, a new frontier was opening up at the same time. Multimodal intelligence.
AI was moving beyond just text. It was gaining the ability to see images, to interpret audio.
And to connect all these different kinds of media into one shared understanding. For the first time, AI could really act as a bridge between different forms of information.
And just as all these capabilities were converging, something else was quietly transforming the entire landscape.
Open source models.
Exactly. Innovation was no longer limited to just a few big labs. What started as small community experiments grew into a global movement,
Giving researchers and developers everywhere the tools to build, to adapt, and to accelerate progress across the entire ecosystem.
which brings up a fascinating question. What happens when all these shifts scale? Alignment, multimodality, and this new open momentum. What happens when they all combine?
You get a new generation of systems. You get agents.
Systems capable of planning multiple steps, of using external tools like browsing the web or calling other software. They can work alongside us in ways that feel profoundly collaborative.
So what does this all mean for Season 6? It means we're telling the story of arrival.
It's the story of how we got from those first sparks of large-scale reasoning to the flexible, everyday systems that we use today.
We'll explore why these shifts happen and, more importantly, what they unlocked for all of us.
It's not just a season about technology. It's a season about the quiet entry of AI into our world. We're excited to explore this landscape with you.
Welcome to Season 6, LLM Evolution to the Present.
Thanks for joining us. Let's begin Season 6 of the Adaptix podcast.